welcome back to the Literature Lounge. I am your host, Dion Robinson, and I am the content creator of this channel. We are back with another installment to the Sierra Alpha Prime series. In the last videos, we have started off with the overture in Chapter 1. And within those chapters, you have found that Joilee, the main character, has found herself in a pickle, being stranded on a distant planet called Sierra Alpha Prime. Now I'm going to present to you Chapter 2. I do have a disclaimer. The video is broken up in two parts because it was starting to get a little lengthy editing the videos, and the file size was becoming too large for me to upload on YouTube, so I had to split it in half. So in the meantime, I'm going to upload the first part to Chapter 2, and later on, upload the second part. Stay tuned and enjoy the story.
Sierra Alpha Prime. Chapter 2. Joilee's Promising Years. A few years prior, before Joilee's deep space expedition, she was born in the age of a Solarian cosmocracy. Since the Earth's conglomerate was formed 200 years ago, it has enforced laws and policies that were considered inhuman. The use of the currency was obsolete. Everything that the government's citizens was issued in limited rations. Population laws were enforced through birth control and lottery pregnancy. By the age of 7, citizens were mandated to enlist in the military. Joilee was drafted into a military academy. Joilee was trained in firearms basics and close-quarter combat. In addition, Joilee was trained in zero-gravity protocol in the Solus Planum region of Mars. Zero-gravity protocol consisted of space marine combat, shuttle piloting, space fighter jet combat, and emergency drifting. After basic military training, the government allowed their military scholars to choose a division to operate. At the age of 14, Joilee decided to be an interplanetary agricultural scientist. Her studies included plant and human relations, plant genetic mutations, and terraforming. Joilee was the top in her class. She had written numerous essays on plant genetic modifications. Joilee received praise from the Earth Conglomerate Council for her experiments in altering the DNA that increased the lifespan of strawberries, grapes, wheat, and corn for up to 2 years. By the age of 18, she earned the title of lieutenant in the science division. By the age of 22, she had been awarded the title of chief agricultural science officer. After her graduation, Joilee was drafted to be part of the deep exploration team. Joilee was assigned to the ship Oldumare to observe the planet Sierra Alpha Prime in the Alpha Centauri galaxy. The planet was discovered 100 years ago. UAV extrasolarian reconnaissance fighter drones that are equipped with lightwave engines were used to map regions of the Alpha Centauri System. These shuttles were programmed to scan distant worlds for colonization. The Oldumare was the 20th largest ship built with an experimental engine is powered by lightwave technology. This technology operated by bombarding mass amounts of light particles into dark matter, creating combustion light waves that allowed it to travel at the speed of light. After Joilee received her rank, she and her classmates went to a bar and celebrated. The following morning she'd had packed her trip home to the Detroit Biodome Hub before she had to board the Oldumare in a week. As she was packing her clothes, a voice from her phone alerted her that she had a video call. She grabbed a thin OLED glass scroll and unrolled it. The thin sheet projected a holographic app icons. She turned on the large image of a bald dark-skinned man wearing a governmental military uniform. His name is Lieutenant Colonel Orlando Jackson. Jackson and Joilee had entered the academy together. However, their path took a slight split. While Joilee became interested in science, Jackson became a combatant space marine. Jackson was a weapons expert and trained to be a field combat strategist. Jackson and Joilee were close friends and became even closer throughout their military careers. Dating was not allowed amongst the conglomerate citizens unless it was granted by petition. "Hey, baby girl," Jackson replied with a smile on his face. "Hey baby, how are you?" Joilee replied. "Fine as always. What are you doing?" "I am packing to go see my family before I board the Oldumare in a week." "What's up with you?" "I just want to apologize for not making it to your promotional ceremony and celebrating with you last night." "Don't worry about it. I understand that you had the new grunts to train. You know I put in my request to be stationed on the Oldumare." "Yes, I remember. I wish that you could go." "Yeah. I can't believe I got some bullshit about our relationship could interfere with the mission. It's military protocol. We were lucky that they allowed us to stay on the same base. Don't forget our sparring match at the gym." "I won't forget. I never miss the opportunity to kick your ass." "You wish." Joilee chuckled. "All right, I gotta go train the neophytes. See you soon," Orlando replied as he ended the holographic call. Joilee had a set schedule. During her first days as an agricultural officer, Joilee was stationed in a vegetation city, known as the Veracruz Biodome. She had 6 hours of military training and 8 hours of education. During Joilee's mornings, she reports to the nearest gym for her mandatory fitness training. Joilee goes to the gym from 400 to 800 hours. Every time Joilee enters the fitness center, she had to complete a set of exercises mandated by the military division. Once Joilee was done with her daily fitness requirement, she reported to the agriculture division. Joilee starts her workday at 1000 hours. Joilee's workdays were long and stressful at the time. Once she completed her 72-hour work week, she was allowed to take a week off. Joilee spent her first day for her mandatory psychiatric evaluation, as all citizens must have one. The rest of her days were to use at her wish. Joilee would rest for the next 2 days, which was a luxury. However, her preferred reward was spending time sparring with Orlando. Joilee and Orlando are in a relationship that is transparent with the government by mandate. The Earth Conglomerate was never against relationships. However, relations were closely monitored to ensure that essential citizens are not distracted from their work. The government believes in sexual activity was necessary for a physical and emotional outlet to cope with the government's strenuous work demands. However, procreation was a privilege, as population control policies were set to preserve the dwindling resources. Joilee took a shuttle to the Atlanta City Military Biodome, where Orlando was stationed. After her 3-hour transport over barren land and dodging a massive superstorm, her transport arrived in Atlanta City Docking Bay. Orlando had met up with her. When they first saw each other, they greeted each other with a kiss. "I am glad to see you." "Likewise." "Looking handsome as ever," Joilee replied. "So are you ready to go to my apartment so we can both catch up on some quality time?" Orlando lustfully smirked. "Easy there, soldier. It hasn't been a minute and you're ready to jump my bones. Let's go to the gym. I have been waiting for that ass-kicking you promised," Joilee smirked. "All right." Orlando and Joilee took a transport train to the gym to vigorously spar in mixed martial arts. They both train in aerospace-fitted catsuits that provided body temperature and moisture control. The suit fed data to an RFID chip that was inserted in their arms. The chip was equipped with GPS tracking and biosigns technology. Orlando pins Joilee to the mat with a side mount move. "I got you now." Orlando bolsters. "You're so fucking predictable." Joilee performs a hip escape and puts him into a guillotine chokehold. Orlando has a hard time getting out of the move. Orlando taps the mat, signaling for his surrender. "Goddamn Joilee, you're about to kill a man." "I told you to practice your escape move," Joilee replied as she was breathing hard. "You need to ease up on the leg press machine. Your legs are like iron traps." "Oh, really? You don't complain when I loosen them for you when we are in bed." "Good thing we were granted some fun time together," Orlando smirked. Sex amongst citizens required a permit consisting of a medical exam and an upgraded version of RFID biomonitor chips that administer doses of birth control for men and women. A couple must be married and go through parental education to receive a permit for procreation. It was a way to ensure population control. Shortly after transporting back to Orlando's apartment cabin, the couple wastes no time continuing their date. Both took a quick shower and ate freeze-dried ration packs, consisting of seaweed, noodles, salmon jerky, and juice mixing powder loaded with vitamins and electrolytes. After dinner, Joilee and Orlando share each other's bodies. Orlando leads Joilee to his bed. Joilee pushes Orlando to the bed and straddles him. Joilee presses her lips against his. Joilee can feel the rise of his manhood peeking out of his lounging robe, which causes her to stop. "Easy there, soldier. I think your gun is ready to fire," Joilee replied with a giggle. "It's your damn fault. You looking so damn fine, and not seeing you for nearly a month has made me anxious," Orlando replied. Joilee smiled and continued her sexual prowess on Orlando. Both Joilee removed the little clothes they had on before melded their bodies together. After their night of lovemaking, Jackson turned on the OLED holographic projectors in the all that projected a moon over the ocean horizon. The projectors were operated by the biodome's computer algorithms that made the weather random. It was another way for citizens to cope with the knowledge of a dying planet. Outside the biodome, the sky was dark and covered with smog. Some parts of the Earth's atmosphere were even toxic to breathe. These were the result of the weapons used in the war 200 years ago. However, it did not matter to Joilee or Orlando. As long as they were together, they were happy. "Baby, will you miss me when you are up there in the heavens?" Jackson asked as he wrapped his arms around her. "Of course, baby. Why would you ask that? You will be gone for a year. I am kinda nervous." "What you gotta be nervous for? Ships have been doing deep space exploration for nearly 125 years. I will be on the fastest ship ever made." "Yeah, you are right. I heard that they built it with the state-of-the-art light-wave engine technology." The way the engineers were talking in the Applied Science Division, I heard that baby can fly. They almost blew up the research facility on Titan to perfect it. "Have you heard about the city ships they are building?" "Yeah, I heard they are massive," Joilee replied. "I heard 10 ships are in production in Earth-Martian's orbital shipyard right now. Each can accommodate 2,500 personnel in 10 years. "It is a lot," Joilee replied nervously. "What is the matter?" "Knowing all the people are counting on the Oldumare crew is a lot. I hope everything goes well. I will be responsible for surveying the land for terraforming so we can at least grow decent food." "Hey, baby. Calm down. You and the Oldumare crew will do well. I just hope I can deal with you going away for a long time. I will see you in a year. You better not go dipping on me with other women while I am gone. Baby, you are the only one in my heart. I just bet." Joilee replied as she gave off a playful giggle. "I have something to prove that." Jackson gets up from the bed, goes to his uniform, and removes a governmental engagement seal from his marine suit uniform. "What are you doing?" Joilee asked. Jackson walks over to Joilee and gets down on one knee. "Dr. Joilee Rayna James. I just want to show you how much I love you. Don't tell me about you, too." Joilee was super elated that Jackson was proposing to her. "Will you marry me?" Orlando asked as he got on one knee. "Yes," Joilee replied as she hugged Orlando Jackson tight. "Aw, baby girl, you made me the happiest man. You have to come with me to meet my parents." "When?" "I am leaving for my parents' home on Monday." "Baby, I can't. I have to run drills for field exercises all this week." "It's all right. We'll find a way." Joilee pressed her lip tightly against Jackson. Jackson fell back into bed with Joilee.